The month's almost over, but still finding time to talk. What up, viewers? What up? What up? Calc Soups here, and today is Friday, April 29th, and that means it's time for a quick recap of the week in video game news. Harkening back to 16 years ago when Wii Sports launched and took over the world, we've got Switch Sports launching this week. So Nintendo is finally coming around to, finally has another successful console that they want to put some development time behind. And you can now play all of the Wii Sports games that you know and love, and maybe even more, on the new Nintendo Switch Sports. Yeah, it's been quite some time. I don't think this is going to take over quite as much as Wii Sports did, because I don't think it's in the right. I don't think it's the right demographic. I don't think the Switch is in the right demo. It's not like everywhere. It's not in nursing homes and everything like that. So, yeah, it's definitely not going to take over like Wii Sports was. But Switch Sports is here. It's launched, and it's got a 74 Metacritic. So it's got a little bit of a wishy-washy response, but if you're looking for kind of a cool party game to play with friends, you might look elsewhere. But, you know, if you still want to find some time to bust out the Switch and play it with your friends, it could be fun to play some Switch Sports. I've seen the bowling has some pretty complicated stuff, and there's like challenges now that you can do with it. So it could be fun to get a Switch Sports bowl in once or twice, but it seems like it will lose its luster pretty quickly. So yeah, that launched this week. So I will probably will I pick it up? I might pick it up just to see kind of what's it all about. But yeah, if you are looking for the spiritual successor to Wii Sports and for it to take over as much as Wii Sports did, I would look elsewhere. But let me know if you do pick up Switch Sports what you think of the game. Moving on to a game I am really excited about, Dune Spice Wars, the RTS/4X Dune game that has been on the horizon for quite some time, has entered into early access this week. I've been following along with this very closely because I am an avid Frank Herbert fan, and I've already purchased this game. I haven't booted it up yet, but I'm hearing really good things. IGN gave it an 8 based on the early access content, so I'm really hoping that it's really good because I've already watched like hours of content, and so I'm really excited for it. And I'm really glad to see the Dune universe getting a good kind of representation, and that it's got a pretty good foundation to build off of. You start with like 4 factions, most of them you know and love, but yeah, I'm looking forward to more Dune and more content in that area. And I haven't played a good RTS in quite some time, so it could be fun to kind of trade off between Elden Ringing for so long and switch over to this so that I can get a different get a different flavor. It's always good to kind of dabble in a little bit of everything, and that's what I'm hoping to do as I pick up Dune Spice Wars. Yeah, looking forward to it. Moving right along, Diablo Immortal. We finally got a little bit more information. Blizzard has kind of been piecemealing out more information. We've got a little bit of WoW last week. We got Diablo Immortal. There's a World of Warcraft, or there's a Warcraft mobile game that they're going to talk about next week. So they're kind of piecing out and scattering it, salt baying it across the next couple weeks rather than doing one kind of big conglomeration. But there was a good 8-minute video this week talking about Diablo Immortal and how it's coming to. The official response is that they're, I guess what they've told people is they're trying to avoid emulation. People will probably emulate the new Diablo game from phones onto PC anyway, so they wanted to kind of avoid that. And they built it from the ground up for mobile, but they want everybody to be able to play it because of course they do, and because maybe partially because of the backlash they got when they showed it off a couple years ago. And people thought it was an April Fool's joke. So people have found their phones, and the game will be launching into open beta on PC and mobile June 2nd. It'll have controller support. It'll have WASD controls, so you can move your character around using WASD rather than your kind of point and click adventure game that you would expect from a typical Diablo game. It's been a while since I've been excited for a mobile game, but I am kind of looking forward to Diablo Immortals to see what Blizzard's done with this kind of built from the ground up mobile game for Blizzard. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and potentially whatever they're going to talk about next week with Warcraft coming to mobile, the original War. Activision and Call of Duty are also looking to the mid to late 2000s for inspiration with their next game, their next Call of Duty game that is coming out before they take a year off is Modern Warfare 2. Yep, the same game and title that we played in 2007 is now coming out in 2022. Now, obviously, they're going to be up-resing it and doing new and unique things like they did with the most recent Modern Warfare reboot. So I assume this is continuing that and not just like a remake or an up-res or anything like that. So this isn't a remake. This is just they're making a different game with the same title. I don't know that this has a funny moniker within the games industry, but Call of Duty continues to kind of look backwards to try and figure out to kind of fix their problems going forward. So yes, like I said, this is the next Call of Duty game before they take a year off. So hopefully this can hold people over for 2 years, unlike Vanguard, which barely held people off for a couple months. And hopefully this gives us a good reprisal to Warzone, because Warzone's kind of been World War One stuff was just not or World War II stuff was just not fitting in with Warzone. So hopefully Modern Warfare plus Warzone is a match made in heaven, because that's kind of what they're betting on right now. Microsoft has officially announced their Microsoft and Bethesda showcase for E3. Well, not officially related to E3, but they are having a showcase on June 12th, which would typically be the E3 window. So looking forward to seeing what Microsoft and Bethesda are doing then. So we'll probably have everything kind of tight-lipped before that. I think Bethesda have kind of been talking about a little bit about what their plans are for the coming year, but I'm looking forward to getting a little bit more information on kind of what's coming in the second half of the year. I'm definitely expecting the next Bethesda game potentially this year, or at least more information on that. Arcane probably is going to have some Deathloop stuff to talk about, but yeah, it's going to be fun to see kind of everything that Microsoft is doing and see. Hopefully, maybe we'll get Senua's Sacrifice. Hellblade 2. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of the stuff that Microsoft has bought recently, seeing what they do throughout what they're going to do for the end of the year, and whether or not Activision or Blizzard are going to make an appearance on the Microsoft side. Like, I know the deal probably won't be closed by then, but it'd be kind of interesting to see how those kind of things relate, considering the buyout has gone through the board. So looking forward to kind of seeing what's going on there. The Netflix of gaming is happening around us, and by that I mean Netflix and their game streaming service is looking to kind of up the ante this year. They've already got like about a dozen games on there, and they've said this week that they're looking to get up to 50 games by the end of this year, which is pretty. I don't know that that's quite enough. I think Amazon Luna had like 50 games on it at launch, and a lot of them were big AAA Ubisoft games, and I don't think even those were enough to kind of make that service profitable or have a large consumer base. So Netflix is always going to have the movies and TV streaming, but so I don't think this is too much of a risk for them, but I think they're just kind of trying to slowly build up a base over time and see what kind of interactions they get, and they can decide to invest as little or as much as they want as they see success or don't see success. So not probably a pretty big investment for them to get a couple more games onto their service, most of which people probably don't even know exist yet. So but yeah, it'll be kind of exciting. I think content is king, so I don't know if they'll have any exclusive games coming to Netflix streaming, if any of those 50 are going to be exclusively on the Netflix platform, but it'll be interesting to kind of see what they're doing as a streaming service, considering their success with the on the movie and TV side. So interesting to see what's going on. Speaking of subscription services, PlayStation talked about what's going to go, how PlayStation Plus subscribers are going to be transferred into PlayStation Now, and how that relates to subscription stacking. I had to Google subscription stacking this week because it's not a practice I am familiar with. But for those of you not in the know, subscription stacking is like buying cheap versions of PlayStation Plus and stacking it up for multiple years. In order to counter this, PlayStation has said that they won't accept PlayStation stacked accounts or PlayStation Plus stacked accounts. And there's this like weird arithmetic in converting PlayStation Plus years of service into PlayStation Now years of service. So it's all very confusing. You'll have to click the link below to figure out what's going on there. But there's something like one PlayStation Plus year is worth like 200 days of PlayStation Essential or PlayStation Now. It's all really weird. So if you've got multiple years of PlayStation Plus stacked up, it's not going to convert to exactly one-to-one number of years in the new PlayStation Now service. So check it out if you've got a lot invested in your PlayStation Plus account to see how that all breaks down, because it's all confusing, and I've read the article multiple times and I still don't quite understand. Lego is getting back in the console business, and by that I mean that there's a new Lego kit on the block in order to celebrate Atari's 40th and 45th anniversary of the 2600. They are making a Lego Atari 2600. So pretty exciting. I have the Nintendo. Can you even see it back there? Kind of upside down. The Nintendo, the Lego NES. So I'd be kind of interested in a Lego Atari 2600. I really liked putting that together. So should be pretty fun and nostalgic for all those people who had an Atari 2600. I think my friend had one in his garage somewhere growing up. So I managed to get my hands on one once, but yeah, it should be pretty exciting. Lego has been really investing in the kind of games areas with a lot of Mario IP and Nintendo. So it's cool to kind of see that it's not just limited to Nintendo, and they can do kind of gaming IP outside of Nintendo with things like Horizon Forbidden West, as well as Horizon Zero Dawn, as well as Atari. So pretty fun to see that stuff as well. So looking forward to the next one and potentially getting my hands on the next Lego Atari 2600 set. Xbox is celebrating 20 years in Scotland by having a tartan-colored controller, something I am very excited about. But there can only be one, as you would expect with anything from the Highland. So it's a giveaway, and there's only one, and so they got this kilt company to decorate a Xbox controller for a giveaway. I'm excited for it. If you manage to get it in the giveaway, I would definitely probably buy it off of you for all the 4 people that watch this. But yeah, I think it's really cool. I always like talking, as you can tell, I always like talking about the random Xbox controllers, like the weird fuzzy one from Sonic 2, as well as all the other different colors and giveaways that they've done before with these kind of one-off Xbox controllers. But I'm really excited about the tartan one, being of Scottish descent myself and often wearing my kilt. I can definitely tell you that would get much use at my household. So wish that I could enter more than once, but yeah, I'm looking forward to potentially winning a Xbox tartan controller. But just always kind of fun to see, and something that touches me personally. So I really enjoyed that. And if you want to check it out, I'll have a link down below in the description. Last but certainly not least, PC Bethesda fans will have to transfer their PC save data out of the Bethesda launcher and into Steam in order for their save data to still exist. Because the Bethesda launcher is dying in just a couple weeks on May 11th. So in just a few short weeks, You will not be able to. There won't be a Bethesda launcher on your PC anymore. You will have to play games through Steam, I guess. So I have read the articles about how to kind of transfer your save files. I don't think my Fallout 3 save files are saved anywhere in the cloud, so I'm not worried about that. But if you are, I'll have a link down below about how to transfer your save files and what's happening with the Bethesda launcher as they move away from their own launcher onto Steam. That's it for this week. Took me a while to get through this because I have a little bit of a cold, but if you feel like I forgot anything, feel free to leave a comment down below. And as always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this content. If you do, follow, like, and subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitch so you can see more great content like this. I'll have links down below in the description. Thanks again. I hope you have a super day. I hope you have a super weekend. And I hope you have a super day. Bye.